Here's something worth thinking about. Close your eyes and picture Solomon's temple. Go on, actually picture it. Most of us see the same thing. A vast marble hall, soaring columns, a crowd of worshippers standing shoulder to shoulder under a golden ceiling. Almost none of that is true. The real building was smaller than a lot of church halls, lit by almost no natural light, and built so no one would ever hear it being built. And the strangest part, the part nobody pictures, almost nobody was ever allowed inside it. So let's actually walk through it, room by room, the way it really stood. Start with the size, because this is where the picture breaks first. 1 Kings 6 verse 2 gives us the exact measurements. The house that King Solomon built for the Lord was 60 cubits long, 20 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. Using the common measure of a cubit, a little over a foot and a half. That's roughly 90 feet long, 30 feet wide, 45 feet tall. Not a cathedral. Closer to a modest chapel or a large house. It wasn't built to hold a crowd. We'll come back to why. Now walk up to it with me. You'd approach through an outer courtyard, and the first thing you'd pass wasn't a door. It was two enormous bronze pillars standing free, one on each side of the porch, each about 27 feet high. 1 Kings 7 gives them names. The right one, Jachin, traditionally understood as he establishes. The left one, Boaz, traditionally understood as in him is strength. You didn't walk through them like a gate. You walked between them, past two pillars that were basically a sentence, established, strong, before you'd said a word or brought a sacrifice. Past the pillars was the porch, 10 cubits deep, about 15 feet, and then the first real doorway. Step inside, and here's the second thing almost nobody pictures correctly. It's dim. 1 Kings 6 verse 4 describes narrow, high windows, not the wide, light-flooding windows we assume a temple should have. Just enough light to see the gold catching a lamp flame. Not enough to see the far wall clearly. Because 6:20 tells us Solomon overlaid the entire interior with pure gold. Walls, floor, ceiling. Not gold paint. Gold. So the little light there was didn't illuminate the room. It made the room glow. This main hall was called the Holy Place. Inside it, a table for the bread of the presence, 10 golden lampstands, an altar for incense, kept burning, kept lit, the air thick with smoke and gold light. Only priests came this far. Not the public, not even most Israelites. Priests on duty doing their work. And past that, through a final veil, was the room that made all of this make sense. 1 Kings 6 verse 20 gives it a strange, precise detail. 20 cubits long, 20 cubits wide, 20 cubits high. A perfect cube. Roughly 30 feet in every direction. The most holy place. No windows. None. Total darkness, except for whatever light slipped in around the veil. Inside it, two massive cherubim, carved from olive wood, gold-covered, each 10 cubits tall. 15 feet. Their wings spreading out until they touched wall to wall, touched wingtip to wingtip in the middle. Two towering golden figures, standing guard in the dark, over a room built to hold one thing. The Ark of the Covenant. And here's the detail that should stop you. Almost nobody ever saw any of this. One person entered that room. The high priest. Once a year. Not the king. Not the priests on duty outside. Not the crowd in the courtyard. One man once a year in the dark alone. The most gold-covered, most carefully built, most architecturally significant room in the entire nation. And it was built to be empty of people, almost every day it existed. That's not a design flaw. That's the entire point. Because this building was never a gathering hall. It wasn't built for a congregation to fill. It was built as a house, a dwelling place, for God to actually be present in, the way a house holds a person, not the way a stadium holds a crowd. Which is also why it was built the way it was built. 1 Kings 6 verse 7 has one more detail most people skip past too fast. The stone was prepared at the quarry so that no hammer, chisel, or any iron tool was heard in the house while it was being built. Every stone was cut, measured, and finished somewhere else, carried in, and simply set into place. The construction site itself was silent. Cedar came down from Lebanon, floated on the sea to Israel, through a trade partnership with Hiram of Tyre. It took 7 years, start to finish. 7 years of work to build a room where the work itself couldn't be heard once it arrived. Think about what that means. The noise, the labor, the arguments, the sweat of building it. All of that happened somewhere else, long before it ever reached the holy ground. What arrived at the temple was already finished, already at rest. And when it was finally done, when the ark was carried in and set beneath those golden wings, 1 Kings 8 tells us what happened next. The cloud filled the house of the Lord, so that the priests could not stand to minister because of the cloud. They built a house, and someone actually moved in, so completely, the very people who built it couldn't stay standing in the room. So here's the pattern underneath all of this. We keep imagining the temple as a building meant to impress a crowd. Wide, bright, open, full of people. But the real temple was almost the opposite. Small, dark, nearly empty. Every design choice pointing inward toward one room, built for one presence. Not for the size of the audience, but for the weight of who was actually there. And maybe that's worth sitting with. Not just as architecture, as a question about your own life. We tend to measure whether something matters by how big it looks from the outside. The temple says the opposite is often true. The most important room in the whole building was the smallest, the darkest, and the one fewest people ever saw. If this made you want to look a little closer at what these buildings were actually for, subscribe. New reflections every week. They didn't build a room to hold a crowd. They built a room to hold a presence. And every gold-covered inch of it was just making space for someone to move in. Think about it.